Hello, you gorgeous buggers. Welcome back to my channel, everybody, and welcome to Off the Grid. Now, Off the Grid is a tiny little one-bedroom. It's like a loft house, because what I did on the inside is I made it kind of a mezzanine bedroom on the first floor, and then the second floor is the living and kitchen area. Now, I wanted this build to look like it had been built by hand by the sim that I created to move into this lot. And my reasons for building this particular lot is I just wanted, I've always wanted a kind of off the grid kind of pack, like an eco pack that we thought we were getting before the laundry stuff came along, which I still like. I'm not a game player, but I just think that's a really cool pack. So what I decided to do was create a lot of my own. Now, this is the 30 by 20 lot in Strangeville. It's up in the kind of mountain area. I don't know what you would call this. This isn't kind of a native landscape to where I'm from in little old England. So what I wanted to do, in my head, I was like, all right, okay, I want a lot where my sim can move into and completely just live off the land and not even have to leave this lot. So that is what I created. So this lot has got absolutely everything that your sim would ever need, and it will never have to leave this particular lot at all, which is just perfect in my eyes. What I wanted this lot to look like was like this sim had gone and collected old windows from salvage yards and bits of wood and metal to make a house, and that is exactly what I did. So that is why there's like a weird mixture of windows and stuff, and I just think it's really cute, and it literally is 2 cubes, but it just shows you how you can make things interesting just by getting some detail in there and getting some imagination flowing inside you. It really does help, trust me. On the top, it's gone now, but what I was doing, those 3 little green kind of roofs that I've put, I wanted them to kind of act as kind of solar panels. So this house generates its own electricity, it's got its own water supply, it's got absolutely everything. And I really stuffed this place with detail and also like stuff that the sim is going to need to be able to survive. Now what I'm doing now is that I built a basement area. What I wanted to try and recreate was an almost like a bomb shelter, you would call it, or I don't know, a bunker of some description. So this sim may be into conspiracy theories, and he wants to be prepared, or well, I'm talking about my sim, so yeah, it's a he. He wanted to be prepared for whenever this world was going to end. So what he did is he built a shelter underneath the house itself, and below there is all the stuff that your sims would need to survive if anything ever happened, i.e. World War III or... you know where I'm going with this. But I had so much fun playing this, and I'm building this, and I also... This is going to shock a few people out there who know me very well. I've been playing with this lot quite a bit. I've actually been playing around with this lot. One of the main reasons being I wanted to see if everything was going to be working and if the sim could survive, and they definitely could, because I didn't realize how much money you can make just from growing like produce, like fruits and veg, and selling it. This sim is like pulling in like 3,000 to 4,000 simoleons a day just by growing his own produce. And what I actually wanted to do was like I wanted to sell to the locals as well. So I did like a yard sale. It's like a trolley. It's like a selling trolley thing. And what I did was invite all of the neighbors over, and they bought all my produce and stuff for me, which was just amazing. I was just like, whoa, this is how to do it. This is how to do it. They didn't even have to leave this lot and get involved with all of the strange happenings in Strangeville. How are you guys enjoying the pack? How did you... I won't give you any spoilers or anything, but how did you like the gameplay and stuff? I'm quite interested to hear people's opinions on it. I played it myself, and it was okay. It was okay. I love the world. The world's really great. It's going to be cool to build and stuff in, and I like the fact that you can opt out of all of the strange happenings and stuff, because then you've got a new world to be able to build in. And I love the lighting up in this area that I'm building in now. The lighting like in the morning and at night, probably one of the best worlds in my opinion for the lighting details. I absolutely loved it. I just thought it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and I've enjoyed myself thoroughly playing around with this lot. What I did was make my sim a loner sim as well, so he doesn't really socialize with people. He's a bit of a recluse. He's got his animals, and that's just how he wanted it. And it's just been so much fun. It has been so much fun playing around with this. Like, it really has. I will get onto the subject of why you guys may realize that I'm not going to be streaming on Twitch anymore. I tweeted out something the other day that it's time for me to quit streaming for the meantime. It may mean that I'll come back to it one day, but if I do come back to streaming one day, I will only be streaming kind of one, maybe twice a week, and I would do it just for the fun of it. I won't do it to kind of think, oh, I want to kind of change my career or what have you, because if you guys go and read on my Twitter, I've left a big long letter. I'm not going to go into it for this whole video, but I just want to say thank you to everybody who did come over and support me on Twitch. I had an absolute blast while it lasted, but the time has come for me to look elsewhere and do different things, and yeah, that's the end of that. We won't talk about any more of that because it is a little bit sad, but just go and check it out if you haven't already. Just go and follow me on Twitter and have a little look at what I put. Anyway, let's talk about some happy things, shall we? Now, this is the area where I wanted to kind of canopy to overhang this kind of flower arranging table, which also brings in more simoleons to the house as well. And this is that trolley thing that I was on about, where he was selling all of his produce, and I even got out seeds and stuff just to begin with, and some plants and things. But in the end, what he has been selling the most of is honey, because I do put some of the beehives down that came with what the hell did the beehives come with? I can't even remember what pack it came with. Never mind, you don't need to tell me either. It's all right, it's gonna be all right. But yeah, he makes a lot of money through the beehives as well, which is really, really cool. And obviously these greenhouses, they are able to hold stuff in and grow them out of season, I think, because the gardening thing, or the gardening kind of aspect of The Sims 4 has changed quite a bit since seasons came in, which is really, really enjoyable because you get to grow stuff in and out of season, which I really, really love. And yeah, I just couldn't believe how much money my sim was making just through growing and selling produce. It was insane. So yeah, screw all of these careers that are going to be coming out. I'm not interested. I'm going to be growing veg and fruits and just living off the land, and that's what I love. But with this actual lot itself, I made sure to stuff it with activities. So there is an activity in every little nook and cranny that you can find. And with my sim, he was very high up in gardening, obviously, but also like handiness, wellness as well. He's very much into yoga and meditation. But yeah, he's very earthy, he's an earth child, and he just suited this lot. Really, really did. And it was for the first time I've actually had chance to play with the laundry pack where it doesn't involve a washing machine. Because what I did was use the old-fashioned wash tub, and he was able to wash his clothes in there and then hang them up on the line, and it's just really cool. It is really, really cool. But yeah, let me know what you think of this, guys, as always. Sorry again I did put out a little message in the community tab here on YouTube. I did say that the builds may be a bit come and go just for these last like sort of couple weeks. Main reasons being I was just spending time with loved ones and just kind of reconnecting with myself again. That sounds so cheesy, but I think it's important to, when things aren't right and you're feeling a little bit crap, find the source of that thing that is making you feel really bad, or not really bad, but just shit. Just completely shit. And for me, that was streaming. It was just so much of my energy put into something, and I was constantly worrying about things and trying to improve things. And in the end, I was just like, do you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done feeling like this. And it was time to be a little bit selfish and think, actually, I'm going to do this for me now and change everything. So that is why the builds have been a bit come and go. But it's going to be, I'm still good. Don't you worry. I'm still going to be bringing a build out every single week here on YouTube. So you can be sure of that. Let me know if you want to see any more of these kind of lots as well, because I really, really enjoyed doing a off the grid kind of lot. I would be interested to maybe do like an eco modern version of this. I don't know how I could create that, but I'm sure I could get my imagination pumping and we could do something spectacular. But let me know what you think, and if you want me to, I can happily create it, because I had so much fun building this one. I really did. Really, really did. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Now, there's a few things that do change in the lot. Up in the top right corner to where we are now, I put a well, because I did want this place to make it feel like it's got its own water supply and stuff. I did put a well up there, but I was just not getting any gameplay out of it, and it was such a big space that was wasted. So you might see a well being put there, and in a few of the like video tours, like this well that we're just talking about, I did put a bucket there to make it look like they were drawing water. But what I go ahead and do is get rid of the well, and I put a little plunge pool there. I think it's like a 3x3 plunge pool, and I make it look a little bit more natural. And you get more gameplay out of that. There's like your sim can easily go and have a dip and whatnot and cool down in this hot weather, because it gets so warm here, especially in the summer months. Now, you might think, Aiden, you're doing a toilet outside, and I'd go to you, you're indeed correct, because that's what we've done here. We've done an outside bathroom. I did look around for realism purposes and think, can anybody see me going for a little twosy out in the open? And the answer to that is no. No, the answer to that is no. So no one's going to be able to see you having a poo or a wee while you're sat on that toilet, because it just looks out over this massive landscape. So maybe a sim with a pair of binoculars who've got a little bit of an eagle eye might be able to zone in and see you taking a twosy, but then you can just stick up your middle finger and tell them to do one if that happens. And yeah, so yeah, outside bathroom, really, really cool, and I just like it, and it really, really fit in with this style, this like kind of homemade style that I was trying to go for. And in my head I was like, maybe the toilet could be like a compost toilet or something. That kind of, yeah, you know where I'm going with it, and we'll stop talking about it now. This is the veranda, so I did want the sim to have as many activities on the outside of this veranda as possible. So barbecues, easels, yoga mats, chess tables, the whole works out on this like front veranda, and it's just, it's so cool. It's so cool. In the beginning, in my head, this sim was a cat lover, so I made him have a cat in the beginning, and when I was going through the gameplay, I find cats so much more annoying in The Sims 4 than dogs. This like constant meowing and scratching at furniture, and just like, oh, I just can't. So I changed his trait and made him be a dog lover, and got him a small little corgi called Smokey instead. So Smokey came to live with us in Zed, and I just had so much more fun, because not only did it allow the sim to then get out and do outdoor activities with the dog, i.e. walks and jogs with the dog, and I made the dog adventurous as well, so they were going off on adventures and stuff together. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. This is me like deleting a cat that this sim probably fell in love with, and I'm just like, oh, bye. See you later. But yeah, I just love the feel of this house. I really do. It's so cutesy, and I just enjoyed every single aspect of building this. I really did. Now, into the interiors. I love the interiors where everything's a little bit cramped. I didn't want to overload the place with clutter. I still wanted to make this house feel like it's got form and room to breathe and stuff, because with clutter, it just makes me feel claustrophobic personally. So I wanted this place to kind of have quite a bit of storage. So quite like the cupboards and end tables and everything everywhere, to be able to like kind of mirror the fact that it's got lots of storage and it doesn't have to be like on show all over the place. And obviously being a huge mix of colors and tones, the primary colors being blues, or teals and kind of oranges and browns. I have a friend in question, Martina, if you're out there. That's her favorite color combination. So that one is for you, Martina. But yeah, really cute. I had to shuffle this bedroom around a little bit. The side table, or sorry, the dresser wasn't working properly. And the main reasons being was me putting that fossil on top in the middle there. I thought it was the bookcase, so I end up moving the bookcase and putting it near the window. No, it wasn't. It was the fossil that I'd kind of shifted up with the 9 key and plonked on top, and that was what was stopping it working. So it may look a little bit different here and there. But yeah, and hanging up all these lovely little festoon lights everywhere just to give that kind of homemade, like off the grid kind of tiny house feeling. Like, I just love that feeling. I love watching YouTube videos with these people that live in vans and tiny homes like in the middle of the forest and stuff and live off the land. And I was also inspired by a film called oh my god, I'm gonna blank. What is that bloody film called? Hampstead. Hampstead is a film with Diane Keaton in, and it's a true story about a man in London who kind of squats. In the UK, squat means that you move into somewhere without it being belong to you. But he moved into this old hospital grounds that was kind of derelict, and he'd been there for nearly 20 years, and he actually went to court and won the case that the land now belonged to him. Bearing in mind this land in London cost around £4 million. So this homeless guy, he wasn't homeless. He was not homeless because he had a home, but he did go and squat in land that didn't belong to him. And because of UK law, this land then belonged to him. If you guys have ever watched it, it's on Netflix at the minute. It's called Hampstead. It's really, really feel good, lovely film. And Diane Keaton is in it. So that is good enough for me. Let me know if you guys, any of you seen it out there, because it's such a great film. Such a great feel-good film, and I would recommend it to you. Anyway, this is downstairs. The kitchen has been done, because I've been rambling on and talking about films. So, enough for one sim. I made the sim have, or I got the sim's cooking skill up to like level 6 or 7, along with gourmet cooking, and that allowed him to cook food for his dog, or Smokey. I was about to call him Stormy. And I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could cook gourmet food for your pets and stuff. It was really cool. Really cool. And I didn't want him to be completely detached from any kind of like technology or anything. That was not where I was going with this particular lot. I still wanted him to have kind of access to like modern sort of facilities like PCs, and no TV though. No TV in this house. He's not really much of a TV watcher. He loves his music though. As you can see, he's very gifted in the guitar department as well. I think I got him up to like a level 5 in the guitar. I've just been having fun. I've been having fun, and he's a little bit. Turns out he's a bit of a slut as well. Main reasons being he was sleeping around a lot of the neighborhood with all of the hot guys that were floating around and whatnot, but that's just, yeah, he's a slut. He's a slut. Anyway, downstairs. This is the bunker underneath the house, so everything that your sim would need if the world was going to end. And also, being a bit of a conspiracy theorist, he has got a listening device in there, so if he does want to get involved with the Strangeville gameplay, which I won't be doing again, he can, because it's there and it's there to be listened to. But yeah, really cool. And I love that new little like military bed as well. I just thought that I didn't even mention those like corrugated metal wall. I cannot wait to do a modern build of them. I've got something in my head that I want to do. So that should be coming out within the next few weeks, along with my university build, which I will be finishing off in the next couple of weeks as well. So keep an eye out for those people. But yeah, guys, thank you anyway. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the video tour. I will show you the whole lot and how it works, and I will see you all in my next speed build. Bye everyone.